Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Coin Drop Podcast, episode number 102. 102 now. We are recording this a little bit early, and just a little bit of a heads up. It's going to be kind of a shorter episode because we are recording this ahead, unfortunately, of all of the shows that are about to happen that have already happened. Were they good? Did they show good stuff? I hope you enjoyed them. I hope I enjoyed them. Future Russ, you should leave a comment on your own video and tell me how much you liked it. Don't do that. Don't do that. But you should, who's listening to this now, leave a comment and let us know what your favorite part of whatever show you saw was. There's all kinds of stuff coming out, but tonight we are unfortunately recording ahead because, like I said last week, I'm going to be out of town for the weekend, so I don't get to watch any of that. But we will absolutely be discussing that in episode 103. So you'll get our take on the shows and our thoughts on everything that we saw, what we're excited about, that kind of stuff. As for tonight, remember, support us. Spread the word. Tell people. That's the best thing you can do to help us.
You say it like Michael Jordan. Stop it. Get help.
Stop it. Get some help.
I don't know, man. I'm a little fucking loopy today. It's been a day. I'm 2 weeks away from being done with this quarter. I'm stressed out about this fucking test. It's a thing, and I need this fucking vacation, and I'm apprehensive about it. Anyways, support us on Patreon at patreon.com/CoinDropPod, where you can get some extra content. Today, we're going to be talking about a game that Mike and I are going to check out after we record this episode, and probably talk about in a follow-up after this episode in the Patreon next week. If that makes sense. So if you want to know what that game is and what our thoughts are on it in the future, support us now or tell your friends. Leave us a review on Spotify or the one guy on Apple Podcasts. Leave us a 5-star there if you wouldn't mind. If you haven't already, if you have, awesome. Thank you. Thank you for continuing to support us. Anyone else who's listening, please spread the word. It's easy. If you like us, tell people, right? Hopefully that'll get us out there into more people's eardrums and enjoying our really crude, stupid humor and hot takes on the industry and things going on. But hopefully we're more than that. Hopefully, I feel like we do a good show, but you know, I listen to my own content, so I'm that fucking scum. Anyways, Mike, how's your week been, man?
It's been good. A lot of kind of resetting. Started my new job today. Finally a full-time hourly wage and not by contract and hopes and dreams.
Yep.
So yeah, that's kind of just chilling, making money.
Good. I have been taking a lot of practice tests. Next week is going to be a ton of practice tests for my A6. So I'm just kind of cramming, finishing up the last bits of schoolwork, and honestly just trying to continue to want to go to class. Every day there's less people in that class as we get closer to the end of the quarter because there's less reason to be there. We're at the point where it's like, okay, either we're going to pass the test or we're not, right? So I'm basically still going. I've been playing Crusader Kings again, trying to expand my empire of Norsemen. That's been a struggle, trying to take out Sweden and take it over. But that's been my week, is just studying and a little bit of gaming where I can. And we're going to talk about probably one of the greatest sins that I have in video games. I have yet to beat The Witcher 3.
Heresy. Destroy it.
I mean, me too.
Okay, all right. See, I have a little
in every time I try.
I never get very far into it, and I don't know why. I want to. I played the shit out of 2. I beat the shit out of 1. I have the freaking all the trophies on the second one, which was insanely fucking difficult. But 3, I have had trouble getting into, and I want to play it. I know it's a great game, and the reason we're bringing this up is, well, Unreal just did their State of Unreal, and CD Projekt Red blew the fucking house down by showing us some actual Witcher 4. And boy, do I need an OLED now. Holy shit, that footage looked amazing. Let's talk about it, okay? Mike, what were your impressions?
I mean, I was sold the second they said Witcher 4. But I like the most impressive part about it is the game was running in real time. Like, it was actually, it's not necessarily in-game footage, quote unquote. It was in engine,
right?
But they modified the actual portion of the game that will I assume will probably change somewhat in the future. Specifically for this like tech demo or check-in State of Unreal thing. It's running on the base PS5, like the OG model.
Yep.
At 4K.
Uh-huh.
At 60 frames per second.
Yep.
With ray tracing.
Yep.
Fucking.
Can I just.
How?
They better fucking optimize this game for AMD GPUs. God damn it. Just.
Yeah, because
Fuck.
like that's insane.
Yeah.
It's like complete insanity that I would have honestly expected them to either do like a PC demo or like in-game demo or do it on the PS5 Pro, because like even a lot of the PlayStation State of Plays, honestly, even before the PS5 Pro hit like public market, a lot of the stuff they were showing it said like captured on PS5 Pro,
right,
like
yeah.
in PS5 Pro Enhanced or whatever.
Yep.
And that was like insane to see it running on a base PS5 at that quality with ray tracing at 60 frames per second.
Yeah,
so
I really hope they can achieve the same on PC with general, like, legitimate hardware specs, right? Like, please optimize for AMD. Please, for the love of God, optimize for AMD. Nobody fucking optimizes for AMD ever. Please just optimize for AMD.
Yeah. We'll have to see if they backwards port it or if they're doing it the old traditional way of PC to console.
Yeah, I mean, that's how they have in the past. So I would like to think that's what they're doing moving forward. But now that are on UE5, right? And UE5, theoretically, you don't need to do that, right? UE5, you basically create the game in tandem, is how fucking amazing UE5 is. And speaking of UE5, what the actual fuck... Nanite Foliage. Nanite Foliage. What?
Yeah, that was the other thing I was looking at when they like did this the zoom out and the first zoom out, and I was like, that's a lot of foliage that's rendering in for a fucking console. And then they were like Nanite Foliage, and I was like, that makes sense.
I legitimately, I went, oh, they're just running like nanite meshes. Okay. Nah, motherfucker, we created a whole new goddamn thing. You know, just okay. Wow. Yeah. Nanite Foliage, dude. Holy shit. And when they zoomed in and they're like, let's look at, you know, like super high level detail, and they zoom in and it's every single fucking pine needle.
Pixel.
Yeah, like just
literally. Yeah.
Holy shit. Dude, and fucking Kelpie? Holy goddamn. Putting Red Dead Redemption horses to shame. To shame. Holy fuck, Kelpie moved like a goddamn real horse. Oh my, that is how you use AI. That is how you use AI. They did fantastic on the machine learning side of that for those animations, to get that muscular structure of the actual horse and like skin to move that way. Incredible. Incredible. Yeah. We are literally like, I didn't think there was going to be. People talk about how big of a jump GTA 6 is going to be, right? And I think we've said it enough times that like I don't think graphically it'll be a jump, but like tech-wise, I don't expect it to be that big of a jump. Witcher 4 is a massive jump in tech. Massive.
Yeah,
like
literally. They created new tech for the fucking game.
Yeah. It's dude, there's a moment in the fucking in the footage where they just pull back from Siri and just look at a fucking fishmonger who's selling fish to a dude, and it's a full scripted conversation. He's interacting with stuff, pulling it out of like
they're bartering.
Yeah, like what the fuck, dude? Like people blew up over God, what's her name in the new Monster Hunter, the Smith. Like, I remember seeing videos of people just watching her Smith because she actually had like a long-winded animation where she would go through the process of making like 4 or 5 swords. And like you could sit there for 20 or 30 minutes and watch her go through, not repeating animations. She would go through like the whole thing, and each time be slightly different. Like, really fucking cool. I feel like in Witcher, you can do that with every fucking NPC in the game.
Absolutely.
Holy shit.
I'm probably like, I'm sure like The Witcher 4 scale-wise is going to be massive compared to The Witcher 3, because like moving forward in generational gaps in games, if the fucking playtime for just the main quest is like 100 hours, dude, I'm going to spend at least like 400 hours just like looking at it, following NPCs in their fucking home.
You're just gonna
just to see what they do. Like,
it's
They're
something.
probably scripted because they're using a lot of AI to like pre-generate and then like continue on.
Right.
All of the mapping and all
Yeah.
of the interaction outside of what you're even seeing or hearing in the like area that you're in on the screen. So like you were saying, like when Siri was talking with the
merchant,
the contractor, the merchant, and it zoomed out, that bartering and stuff is happening behind you, whether you are paying attention to it or not. So like, why not follow NPCs into their like daily lives and see what the fuck they do, see what their paths are, see if they like interact with some random fucking stranger at the well for some reason. Like, why not just like pick the game apart like that?
Yeah, and it's going to be really wild because that's not something I've ever done in a game before, right? Like most of the time throughout history until fucking now, apparently, NPCs have been really canned animations. They've been like just set pieces, right? Filler. Yeah. But now, like, this feels like a game, and maybe GTA 6 will do this too, but this feels like a game where like all of those characters have real lives and like are doing things. And they've said that about Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. You know, when I met with the devs with Kobe on that, they talked about that. And I'm sure that game does it as well. I haven't had a chance to play it, but holy shit, like the level of like, hey, we're gonna have a random circus come to town and the crowd is just gonna slowly grow and grow and grow until it's like grabbing the like everybody, and this is happening completely separate to what you're fucking doing. Like this is actually happening right now and you're out here hunting a fucking manticore, like completely irrelevant to what the character is actually fucking doing, but it's still happening in real time. It's insane.
For the audio listeners, Russ is so goddamn excited that his camera keeps going out of focus. He's like jumping up and down like a monkey. Right now.
It's I haven't been this stoked for a game in a long time. I'll be honest. Like this looked incredible. Just the level of tech that they're able to put into this game and then being able to run it at that fidelity, at that frame rate on a base PS5 is incredible. It's really a testament to how far development has come. This engine, dude, Unreal Epic is really slamming on UE5 because even beyond just the new Nanite Foliage, you've got their was it a Chaos Fabric, I think is what they called it.
Yeah.
They're insane fabrics that react so realistically. Like I was just finishing up some of the footage on it too. They scale now, so you don't have to model every single piece of clothing for every single model, like character. It changes with the character. So instead of modeling a million different versions of the same shirt for each body type, quote unquote, you just modify the body type and it does fucking witchcraft math in the background and sacrifices a goat and then makes it fit that model. Like I don't know how else. I don't know how else to describe it, man. It's straight up fucking witchcraft. What Unreal?
Wizardry in the dark web.
It's like, look, man. Any sufficiently advanced technology is magic to the lesser informed individual, and I am that lesser informed individual. So it might as well be fucking magic.
The other crazy thing to think about for this is that this game has been in pre-production for only 7 months.
Yeah, I mean that's
what
UE
we saw was
too.
in pre-production for less than a year. That's
how UE pipeline works, man. That shit. Yeah. I mean that's why a lot of games moved over to it. Like for example, Ashes of Creation, they were working on UE4 and got to a point where UE5 had come out and they had to make a decision, and it was, do we continue to push forward with UE4, which is a inferior product, or do we basically port what we can and basically start over to eventually be able to develop faster on UE5. And so like that's part of why that game got pushed back. But yeah, like that's UE5 pipeline. It is incredibly quick to get stuff out to show. Hopefully that means it's incredibly quick to finish development, but we'll see, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I with the scale that the Witcher games are, I would really want them to like
take their time.
Yeah. Like really comb and make sure that everything is like not gonna break the game. Like game breaking bugs are kind of shitty. Like no matter how you put it, but like immersion breaking bugs, they can be funny.
Yeah.
Like there's still instances in The Witcher 3 with the remastered edition where like you'll be talking to an NPC and it's this super serious fucking dialogue, and for a split second, like 2 frames, you'll see them T-pose and then be normal again. You're like, you're the thing that you were the Baron. You fucking, it ends up being his like baby that died that's haunting the fucking castle, and for a split second he like T-poses and then it's back to like it's a super serious conversation about a dead baby and T-pose and then just back to normal.
You gotta love the CD Projekt Red jank, dude. I still think some of the greatest dialogue or greatest video footage I've ever seen from any of their games was their early Cyberpunk 2077 stuff, where like people are just teleporting through walls and like Adam Smasher absolutely. Just like comes through the wall in a T-pose and like immediately curb stomps the character. Like, oh man, there was some wild errors with that game that were just hilarious.
My favorite ones are the old Twitch clips where like the Twitch streamers actually got banned for it, but because like nudity in the game or whatever.
Yeah,
they would be riding a motorcycle or like driving. Yeah, but they would be T-posing like through their fucking car roof, and they would like go into third person and be like, "We're not doing that," and go back to first person.
Yeah, it's good stuff, man. That game was wild when it first came out. It's crazy because like I just saw the other day somebody who modded the shit out of Cyberpunk 2077, and it looks real. I mean, I don't know what the guy was running it on, but it was like the light reflections off of everything, the colors that he modded it just everything literally looked from first person like real camera footage. It was insane, and I would love to play the game that way, but I would probably blow up my GPU. I don't know what he was.
He would burn the house down.
Yeah, definitely. It would turn into a nuclear bomb and just cause fission. Like, But I just looking at that and I'm like, man, that looks amazing. And then seeing this and like, holy shit, this looks just as good. And it actually runs on a PS5 base. What the fuck? Holy shit, man.
The cloth physics on Ciri's cloak. I wouldn't really call it a cape because it has a hood.
Yeah.
On her cloak is like super fluid and like I also really like how it like dynamically moves because it's the chaos
cloth
fabric engine cloth or whatever. It moves dynamically between different body types, but also with the environments. Like when she is going through that little like overhanging cliff that is like open and she can crawl underneath, and like the way that it brushes up against one of the rocks and just briefly forms around it and then goes back to normal. Like that was like the most immersive thing I've seen from fabric simulation since I honestly want to say like Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
Is like prior to that, Assassin's Creed was honestly like the peak of an asset like that could be manipulated and move based on the player's interaction with the world.
Yeah, I'm remembering the coat from Unity. Assassin's Creed Unity had really great movement, realistic looking physics to it. So yeah. Fuck, there was something else. The I don't remember what they called it, but the way Ciri, like the animations they've built to make it so she can actually just seamlessly transition from walking to like walking up and putting her hands on something when she walks up and like puts her hands on top of that little wall or whatever. Like the fact that is something you can just do in game rather than just stand next to it and just walk over and just at any point lean against the wall or like look over. Like it seems simple, but like the fluidity and dynamic nature of how they've done it looks so good that I'm like, holy fuck, man. There's just the best part about all this is all of this shit is just included in the next update for Unreal 5. Any developer can use this, anyone. And I gotta start like, who the fuck is gonna bother continuing to support their proprietary engine at this point? Honestly, UE5 is insane, and I cannot understand why any developer would not immediately switch to it for a project they have in mind. I just don't like
it. The way that it kind of reminded me of Was it Black Ops? Not Black Ops 6. I think it was Black Ops 5. One of the Black
do they
Ops
have that
remakes.
many of them?
Yeah, right.
Jesus.
They had taken the time that, depending on where you interact, like in the like hub area, your HQ, before you go on your missions, and this is in the story campaign. Depending where you are standing when you interact with one of the actual NPCs that you can like interact with, they will actually like stop whatever they're doing and move dynamically based on where you are interacting from them versus like going into just a hard cut into a cutscene.
Gotcha.
So like if
So it's not like Skyrim when you walk up behind somebody and it zooms in and they just like turn around and play halt for the peace of the kingdom.
Yeah, basically. But like if you talk to like I forget is it Hunt? No, not Hunter. I forget his name. But he's like sitting down in a chair. And if you like walk up to the right of him, he'll actually like turn the chair, stand up, and then face you. If you do it to the left, he'll turn dynamically the chair will go this way, he'll stand up and face you. If you're right behind him, he'll just turn all the way the fuck around and not even stand up. Like it's the immersion of being able to do shit like that is just it's chef's kiss, dude. Like I love it so much.
It's
and I hope that
good.
I can see them also doing that. Like not even just like
easily
the environment being interactive, but also depending on like where you walk up behind or next to.
Easily.
And it like when you're getting a quest and they like just turn to you real quick.
Dude, Siri straight up freaking shoulder check that merchant as she's coming down the ramp. She's just like, excuse me. Just shoulder check the shit out of it.
That was the other thing I was going to point out is I'm probably going to be like a total asshole in towns, but like if you shoulder check a merchant and they drop their stock and like it causes like a butterfly effect of things happening around that. So like it showed in the trailer or in the little demo, a bunch of kids like running up, grabbing apples, and then running off.
Yep.
And apparently that isn't just like the only thing that could happen. It can cause so many things after that. Like the kid could trip and like run into somebody else, and he could drop something, and like there's like no telling how much shit you can get into.
I can't even.
So I'm ready.
I can't even begin to imagine. Like, how do you program that? How do you like? That's. Oh my god. That's insane. That's just the potential of that is pretty freaking staggering. So. Yeah. Yeah. Witcher 4 looks fucking great. Hey, hands down. Like instant buy. Give game, as Mike says.
Finish the Witcher 3 first, boy, because it's the direct sequel, so you need to know the whole story. Yeah,
I know. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I gotta play through 3.
One of my pokes at it when they first announced The Witcher 4 showed the trailer with Ciri. One of the first things I said like out loud when I watched the trailers, I was like, Ciri was never a Witcher, or isn't a Witcher. But then I thought to myself, I also never beat The Witcher 3, so I'm sure if I like play the fucking game and the DLC, I'll probably find out how she became a Witcher.
Yeah, because she absolutely does become a Witcher. Yes.
Yeah.
Or at least a monster hunter. Because like the books also, I never finished all the books. I think I got through like 3 or 4 of them because they just got they got boring. I'm sorry. They did. The books got boring. Yeah, the books got boring. The books got boring. They got boring. There's a whole book where Geralt just refuses to be a Witcher. Like a whole book where Geralt's just like, no, I'm done with it. Like he's just not Geralt anymore.
I'm gonna go work at the pub.
Like like it's kind of stupid. It's literally where the series lost me. There's a whole book where Geralt's just like, nah, I'm done. And I'm like, okay. But from my understanding, the games take place after the last book anyways. So they're a continuation of the story. So I do need to finish 3, especially since like I kind of have a loose understanding of the Wild Hunt. 1, did you ever play Witcher 1? So The Witcher
Maybe?
1,
I don't really
The
remember.
Witcher 1, I would argue sets up the events of Witcher 3 way more than Witcher 2 does. It's really interesting. But there's a situation with Witcher 1 that's left super ambiguous. And I think I know what it was saying, but there's a huge debate on what it was actually saying. Like people think one thing or the other kind of thing. Like it could go either way. Kind of like the ending to Inception, right?
Yeah.
And I
There's only
wonder.
one correct answer, and 90% of you have it wrong. But yeah,
There's
Inception, sorry.
yes, yeah, for both. I think in this case, I think in both that rule applies. There's only one correct answer, and 90% of people are wrong. But I wonder if when they finally do the remake, if they're going to make that a bit more clear, because like the implications of the end of 1. They almost imply a second child of destiny. Yeah. It closes the loop on it, but like they almost imply the existence of a second child of destiny is the way I took it personally. Anyways, it's
I vote we keep the confusion.
I kind of like I kind of like the ambiguity, not gonna lie. I love movies or endings to games or endings to anything that are ambiguous, unless it's Game of Thrones, because like give us the fucking final book. God damn it. God damn it.
Yeah.
Do you know where those books ended? Did you read the books?
Nope.
Do you want to know
I didn't
how?
watch the show.
Okay. Well, I'm going to spoil the show and the books here for you.
But I know how the show ends.
Okay. Well, do you know what happens to Jon Snow in the show?
No.
Okay. I'm going to spoil this. If anybody doesn't want spoilers for an ancient book and an irrelevant TV show at this point, I guess skip ahead a few minutes. In the show, at some point, one of the seasons, Jon Snow's murdered. He's flat out killed. And then the show picks up with the next season, bringing him back to life. The books ended with him dying. He's dead in the books. Man is dead.
Bruh.
Like, dead. D-E-A-D, dead. And it has been years.
D-E-D, dead.
D-E-D, dead. It has been years. And he is still dead. And we're all just like, bro. Like, that's the reason most people are like, dude, give us a fucking book. Like, what the fuck? You ended on this cliffhanger, and we haven't had anything for 10 years. 10 years.
Bruh.
A fucking decade, man. Anyways, side tangent. I love stuff that has ambiguity in it, and I hope they keep that. But like Witcher 4 is one of those games that I think is going to be the next game of the generation. Like, I think there's a lot of games out there that are going to come out and be competitive to it, but with what they've shown, if they deliver on half of what they've shown, bro, that might be the game of the decade. Like,
Yeah.
it's an impressive feat what they have done, graphically, visually, architecturally, narratively. All of the Lees, all of them, every single Lee is here, except for Bruce, because he died. Bruce is dead, unfortunately, and so is Brandon. But like Jet Li's here. I told you I'm loopy, man. I don't know what the fuck to tell you. Loop Lee's here. Lubu's here. I don't know.
There's so much that we could talk about, but honestly,
Yeah.
just go to YouTube and look up the City of Unreal. It's like the first thing that they show. is
Yeah,
the Witcher
I'm sure
4 demo.
you'll cut in like the footage here, but like, yeah, if you want to hear it
yeah.
and hear about it and watch it. Fucking do it.
Yeah,
Do it.
because I'm gonna mute the footage. You actually have to like hear what's going on
Yeah.
for the second half of it. So
Yeah, do it. Speaking of
do it.
what's going on, best segue I could come up with. What's going on with Switch 2, buddy? That came out today to date this episode. No, that's a movie.
I mean, what isn't going on with the Switch 2, man? All the shit that people were hating on Nintendo for doing prior to launch is still happening during launch.
Oh, is it? That's good. Usually those people hate on a product, say they're not going to buy it, and then turn around and buy it. Or like,
Yeah, man, you bought a Nintendo Switch 2 game cartridge. It's it's just a game code and some plastic. Who needs to give a shit about the environment? Let's just put put a code on a chip,
Yeah.
and you download the whole fucking game. Also, you were right with that weird fucking like Astrobot-esque like game for the Switch 2 that their little environment that teaches
tour?
you about the console. Yeah, the tour thing.
Uh-huh.
That's not included with the console.
No, it's $10, and I have no idea.
There's a little like tutorial thing that you can do, but it's like scrollable menus.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. This isn't even an Astrobot game, bro. If you look it up, It is literally walk around and read information about the Switch 2. It's a game. Air quotes for our audio listeners. Yeah. It's a game. It's a game in a sense that it's a game in a sense that you have inputs,
interactions,
and outputs. So I guess I don't know. This tape is a game too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Hey, Russ, you lost the game.
I did. You bastard.
Yep.
All of the audience has lost the game now too. Good job. All of them.
Yeah. So a lot of the shit that was just kind of like shitting on Nintendo prior to the launch of the Switch is kind of just reoccurring.
Yeah.
Now more, twofold because they actually have a fucking product in their hand and they can shit on it more. The other thing that I think is really funny that's happening is apparently the packaging for the Switch 2 is so fucking cheap and thin that game stores and retailers are stapling receipts on the front of the packaging, and that staple is sticking in through the screen of the Switch 2.
What?
Just right through the screen, dog.
Oh my god. What?
Yes. So I'm like literally, it was like a huge problem for like multiple retailers nationwide that they were just stapling the receipt to the front of the fucking packaging. People were taking their brand new consoles home, opening them, and then wondering why their Switch 2 console wasn't coming out. Like it's attached to something in the box, and they go and pull the fucking staple off and take the Switch 2 out, and their screen's fucking broken.
Well, first of all, hold on. Like the multiple issues here. First of all, who the fuck staples a receipt to an electronic box? That's the first question. What
like the majority of the
minimum wage, no shit given Walmart employee named
I would have gone to GameStop.
Kyle.
Pounding monsters, punching walls, and stapling Switch 2s.
Is stapling receipts to the front of electronics, bro. to the front. To the side? Sure. Makes sense, I guess.
The top, yeah.
The top?
Or just fucking hand it to the customer.
No, that's too basic, bro. It's way too basic. What the fuck? What the
They use this convenience to cause you a major fucking inconvenience.
Here's the thing that I'm getting fucked up by. This is obviously more than just one Kyle doing this. Like for it to be on the internet and to be
covenant of Kyles.
It's the coalition of Kyles.
It's the Covenant Kyle Coalition.
The CCK. I told you I was loopy, man. I don't know what to fucking tell you.
The other thing that's crazy to me is, which I'm sure you're probably going to get to at some point, how thin is the fucking screen?
Yes. Well, that
the actual like display tech must be so thin, and it has to. I was looking that up, and completely unrelated to that specific like little quick thing of research I was doing earlier. Apparently, so you remember when the Samsung Galaxy Fold, the first Samsung Galaxy Fold came out? There's a protective film layer, and Samsung was like, "Don't fucking take it off."
Right.
And I can't remember his name right now, but some tech reviewer, like disassembly, like full scale, in-depth reviewer on Twitter, had taken his fucking film cover off before Samsung said don't do that, but he managed to do it just right, so it didn't break his screen. I mean, obviously, the screen broke later because like you removed the one thing keeping it protected from the environment. That same film is on the screen for the Switch 2, and Nintendo came out and said, "Do not remove the protective film from your Switch 2 screen."
What the fuck?
Which, now it makes sense as to why Staples are puncturing the film and the screen.
Have you seen the videos of the guy who does like the durability test on phones, where he like scratches the screen and like
Jerry rig everything, where he like takes a blade and he like scratches.
Is that who it is? Has he done one of those for the Switch 2 yet?
Probably not. So that's the other thing I was going to get into. Nintendo just like selectively picked who they sent the fucking consoles to, and like
that sounds right.
A lot of them were just normie fucking tech reviewers that didn't do in-depth reviews.
Nice.
Or they sent them to someone like Marquise Brownlee, who does like in-depth tech reviews, but they gave him a limitation to what he can do.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Prior to the launch day, which is today.
Yeah,
I think. So like Linus Tech Tips, every time there's been a console release, Linus Tech usually gets a console to like review and test and like stuff like that. So they got one for the PS5, they got one for the Switch 1.
I mean, they're like the biggest name in tech, so yeah.
They did all the fucking like Steam Deck and Steam Deck like handheld consoles. They continue to do them. Nintendo, they asked Nintendo for one, and Nintendo just never fucking.
Yeah, that sounds right. Nintendo's arrogant and scummy as fuck. Like, bottom line, they are. I mean, whether you like them or not is irrelevant. That's kind of their business practice. They don't give a fuck. It makes me remember, like, it makes me wish we had a Jeremy Clarkson of video game tech. Because, like, Jeremy Clarkson, when he was on Top Gear, constantly would get cars from manufacturers. Because that was, like, their whole thing, right? Is, like, they review cars. So manufacturers would send them to Top Gear and have them test them and give their review, right? And there would be so many cases where like Mercedes-Benz or one of the like high-end luxuries would give him a car, and he would go on and be like, so they've told us not to do burnouts, not to drag race it, not to slam, like not to do all this. So we're going to do all of those things. Like, and he would record himself doing all of those things. Well, not he would, but like BBC, right? So it makes me wish we had somebody that would do that. I guess Linus is the closest we've got to that, but he can't ignore Nintendo's whims if Nintendo doesn't give him a fuck. Oh shit, just unplugged my headphones. If Nintendo doesn't give him a console, right?
So Jay's 2 cents, I will say recently, has kind of turned into that, because when I think it was the 5070 and the 5080 launched, one of the two of them launched, and there was so much like shady and just downright like spiteful and disrespectful shit that Nvidia was doing with the launch of that. And he straight up violated his embargo on it to like call them the fuck out. And I was like, oh, you're going to get sued. He didn't, as far as I know. And he I think still gets sent. I think he got sent to 5060, which again he called them the fuck out on.
Yeah.
We had Jay's 2 cents recently, and also Linus Tech are like the two closest that we've come to like a Jeremy Clarkson comparison for the tech industry. Linus Tech did a review for the 9700 XT or 9600
the new one that just came out.
Yeah, the 1440p sub $400 gaming card.
Yeah, which you can't get anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great. Yeah. He did a review on it, and he was like, why does this card exist? Like, it's great, but why does this card exist?
Yeah.
It's digressing too much.
But no, I mean, I'm really curious to see what their sales end up being. I know we've got preliminary vagueness right now that
initially they had estimated 15 million sales by next year, in 2026,
which is only 6 months away.
I think they mean like full 1 year cycle.
Okay. Yeah.
So like from today to this day of next year.
Sure.
And then they recently changed that from 15 million to 20 million. So we'll have to see. That would imply that the sales are really good. They're fucking out of stock. I mean,
Yeah,
that could also be scalpers. There's no way to tell until we actually get like legitimate numbers.
Yeah.
I honestly wouldn't be surprised if we get the first set of numbers from Gamers Nexus. Because anything to do with scalping and gaming, they are fucking on top of. They will do like a full scale investigation to get all of their shit straight.
Nice. Good for them. We need more people like them.
Yep.
I will say one good thing is Best Buy. I just searched them up real quick. They're only selling these in store, which why the fuck are they doing that now? And why haven't they been doing that with GPUs since, I don't know, 2020? Fucking
never.
Yeah. No. We're not going to sell those only in store. No. But the Switch, only in store. Okay, whatever. I haven't been able to find it anywhere, so that seems to imply that it's sold out. Are they up on eBay? That'll tell us if we have scalpers right now. Do we have any of them up on eBay?
Question.
Yeah. Let's go to the eHub.
I immediately hated that you said eHub. That just sounds like perverse as fuck.
Can't be as bad as asses.com. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
there's one on there right now for $1,000.
Watch that get sold.
Another one for $630. Another one for $720. Another one's for $650. Yeah, no, I'd say probably scalpers. I'm seeing nothing but new switches, brand new switches. I'm going to say probably scalpers. Nothing but brand new switches. Just unboxed.
I can't say I'm surprised.
Yeah, I'm going to say scalpers. 100%. Anybody willing to pay? The Switch 2 as it was too expensive, and now people are asking anywhere from $630. Looks like the lowest one I'm seeing, all the way up to $1,000. I'm sorry, no, not a chance for a screen that is so thin a staple goes through it and breaks it. No. And fuck you, Kyle, for stapling it. God damn it.
Fuck you, Kyle, and your coalition.
Your covenant coalition.
Yeah, your coalition covenant.
Yeah. I'm gonna guess it's scalpers, which Nintendo's still making that money, so they're gonna report record sales. But the reality is gonna be that like they didn't really sell.
Here's the thing about business sales: no one fucking cares.
Yeah.
Whether it's a scalper or you or me.
Yeah.
Or a million scalpers.
Yep.
Guess who gets all that money?
Yep. That's the biggest problem with scalpers is there is no incentive for anyone providing a product to stop them. There's no incentive. In fact, it's almost encouraged because that means you get more sales.
All these going back to the Nvidia thing. All these quote-unquote paper launches of their graphics cards, every time someone talks about a paper launch, and Jay's 2 cents being one of them that talked about one of their cards being a paper launch, harkens back to the 30 series, I think it was, when those were getting scalped to absolute shit.
Yeah.
And the 40 series as well. And then it came out that well-built scalpers were actually making contracts with Nvidia to send them shipments of entire GPUs ahead of retail.
Yeah.
Like they were paying them upwards of millions of dollars.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Why would Nvidia give a shit?
The other one was Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Warehouses were also doing the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Why would Nvidia give a shit? They're getting the money. It's fucked, man. It's fucked. Capitalism has gotten to a point where it is disgusting. But before we get too political, let's talk about sand politics. The world of Dune. It's coarse. It gets in everything, and Anakin Skywalker doesn't like it. But he murdered them all.
Sure doesn't.
And not just the men. The women and children, too.
All right. So Dune came out today in early access.
Early access.
Early access.
Yeah.
I tried to look up reviews, but it's hit or miss. There's one that I found in German. I don't speak German, so I'm not going to read that.
Das Führer is the only German I know.
9999999.
Yes. To quote a great movie.
But there was one guy that wrote I guess we'll call it a performance review. He played the game on an HP Omen Max 16, which is the laptop outfitted with an Intel Core Ultra 9 275HX processor, which I think is like Intel's top of the line mobile AI. I'm air quoting, audio listeners. Mobile AI CPUs.
Okay.
Paired with a 5090 24 gigabyte GPU. Again, this is a laptop, so it's not a desktop 5090. It's a mobile. Although I think since the 30 series, they're built on the same premise of NVIDIA Max-Q design. They're just not called Max-Q anymore. Which that's a whole other topic I can get into, but that would take more time. And it's a 16-inch laptop, 2560 by 1600, 240 hertz OLED display. I am looking at the pictures on an OLED display, so I'm getting a 1-to-1-ish reference of the pictures and video that they have posted on the website, which is on laptop.mag, and it looks fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
So, the title of the article is I played Dune Awakening on an RTX 5090 gaming laptop. I got up to 257 FPS, but there was one big problem. And they kind of do a little bit of a base test all the way up to what he ended up getting. So I'm just going to read it like word for word. To start the test, he says, starting raw with no DLSS, I set the upscaler to TAA at max settings. This got me an average of 60 frames per second while I shot my way through a bandit camp just to pill for some scrap. That's a pretty strong opening. If you don't want to touch NVIDIA's dark magic, you'll be perfectly fine with the 5090. And this is a mobile 5090, so on a desktop 5090, you could probably double or even triple that frame rate.
Yeah. I'm trying to think I'm trying to figure what the equivalent to a mobile 5090 would be. If a 4070 that I have in my laptop,
it's usually a generation behind -1. So mobile 5090 would be like a 4080.
But that would be mobile.
To a 4070.
But that would be mobile.
But are you comparing desktop to mobile?
That's what I'm saying is mobile to desktop. I'm trying to figure out what the
desktop.
Yeah, would be.
Yeah, 4080.
No, definitely not. I have a 4070 in my laptop, and it is slightly stronger than a 1080 Ti. So no, there's no way a 5090 mobile is a 4080. Definitely not.
From my understanding, when I did that weird fucking jerry-rig thing I did where I hooked up my 4090 over Thunderbolt 3 to
but that's using a desktop
laptop
card for your laptop.
But there's a performance hit because of the bandwidth. So it's a similar situation where there's a bandwidth issue, as well as a heating issue. There's usually about a 30 to 40% difference in mobile GPUs compared to desktop counterparts. So that's why I'm saying for the desktop, it would be one generation behind -1. So generation behind being a 4090, -1 being a 4080.
Right, for a desktop. But this is a mobile 5090. And if a 4070 is equivalent to a desktop 1080 Ti, there's no way this thing's above a 30 series GPU. And I was able to confirm that by checking benchmarks, right? So like I checked my benchmarks on my 4070 and compared them to other cards and saw that my 4070 laptop is comparable to a 1080 desktop GPU.
Yeah, even Search Labs, Google's thing says that the chip is based on GB203, which is most similar to an RTX 5080 in the same generation. But that's interesting. That's a stretch. It's just because it's based on the same chip.
Yeah. Anyways,
it's not going to run like a 5080.
Yeah, this is a divergent. Let's.
Yeah. So from that, he's talked about just no DLSS, everything's set to ultra settings.
Sure.
As is, using TAA at max settings. He was getting an average of 60 frames. So that to me says he's probably getting 70, 80 high, and then his 1% lows are probably like 58 to 60 usually. Yeah. He says, however, he enjoys playing with DLSS 4 upscaler set to DLAA, which it at 4K or even honestly 2K looks really nice. And that's DLAA is the anti-aliasing solution that makes it look closer to native resolution than setting DLSS to quality.
Right.
So it would render it to 100% native. It would just use more
Yeah, I still hate all that
AI.
shit. It's fine.
Yeah, more estimation.
Yeah.
This is the visuals. It can be a little more taxing, but when it says when I started mining for copper ore, the RTX 5090 managed a solid 63 FPS. Which, if you're mining for copper ore, I imagine you're probably looking at the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not a whole lot there.
Yeah. No.
Computationally.
So moving on to with DLAA, they turned on 2x frame gen, which is the one that is supported on the 40 series all the way back to the 20 series. 2x frame gen got them 88 frames per second. Again, DLAA native air quotes with everything set to max, and then 4x multi-frame generation, which is only on the 50 series cards, got him all the way up to 144 frames. 144 fake frames per second.
Fake frames.
He did mention that if you're just interested in the high performance play, because it is an MMO mixed with some extraction shooter elements, it would make more sense to just, if you're going to use DLSS, set it to performance or ultra performance with no frame gen.
Yeah.
And that's what got him 156
So
FPS.
to no one's surprise, it performs great on NVIDIA tech.
Yep.
To no one's surprise. So cool.
More surprised that it runs as good as it does on a laptop, but that's purely because of DLSS and all that shit. Which I said a few episodes back, like DLSS and all that AI upscaling stuff has its place, and the majority of its place is on a laptop.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll agree with that. On a desktop, I don't think it's necessary. On a laptop, I think it's probably a good fit. So if I ever play Dune on that thing, I'll probably use DLSS.
I'll add an asterisk to when I had talked about that. After sitting on a 4K panel for as long as I have, the pixel density on 4K panels is fucking ridiculous. DLSS at the balanced looks like really fucking good. Like it almost looks 4K native to the point that I don't notice it. And it's like doubling my frame rate in most games.
I personally still think 2K is the best place to game. That's just my opinion.
But for me, it would be a waste because I'm on a 4090.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it's a waste. Like,
I mean, yeah, but no, because like you can do 1440p and, I mean,
frame rate. That's where it's at.
Yeah.
Higher
the frame rate.
Yeah.
That's where my brain wanted to go, but my brain didn't go.
Yep. I got it there. Don't worry.
Yeah. Yeah, you're balling on a budget over there. Budget, speaking of, like, you have the high end, or what was the high end AMD GPU at the time.
I would argue that it's still probably the best AMD GPU. I don't buy that the other GPUs are better. I genuinely don't.
So here's the thing of why, going back a bit in topics to Linus reviewing this GPU, when he said, why does this GPU exist? Because it downright just like obliterates your GPU. 9600 XT, yes. It makes your GPU look like a little bitch.
What?
So that's why he's like, why does this thing exist? Because people who just spent $900 fucking dollars on a 7800 XT or 7900 XT are now being outdone by a budget card by the same fucking company one generation later.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No.
So you're telling me the 9700 XTX is better than mine?
Yes.
It has less VRAM, less performing power.
There's multiple models. There's an 8 gig, a 12 gig, and a 16 gig.
There's what? Yeah. For the XTX. So the
16 gig is the one that they got. The 9600 XT, not even the XTX. Like the base fucking card with 16 gigs of VRAM is on average 10 frames better across the board.
9600 or 9700?
9600.
I gotta.
I mean, we can watch the video after, like. But
there's
they
a
do
90.
Like
there's a and it's the 9600. You're sure it's the 96 because there's a 9700.
Pretty sure it's the 96.
There's a 9070 16 gig.
9070.
Okay.
That's what it is. Yeah. 9070, 9060, 9060.
9060
Whichever
is a card,
budget 90 card.
but they're all they're all budget cards.
I'm saying budget in the sense of like it's a 1440p specific card at sub $400, whereas the 9070
it's
card
not,
would be
though.
like the 4K-ish card at like $600.
Good luck getting one at $400.
Yeah.
That's
but yeah,
infuriating.
He was like, "Why does this card exist?" And then he immediately 9060 XT.
9060 XT.
Yeah, that card is AMD shooting themselves in the foot. Like we had talked about a while back with Tim, where like AMD keeps releasing all these new generational upgrades on their cards, and then like basically alienating everybody that bought the generations before it.
What the actual fuck, man?
Yeah, it's a $400 card, and it makes your card look like a bitch.
It can't be that. How big of a jump are we talking? Like, it cannot be that. We're digressing. This is a conversation we'll have another. Getting way off topic.
We'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
I'll show you the video. We can watch it on the TV upstairs.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing, dude.
That's bullshit. That's infuriating. That is. I'm real mad now. I spent a lot of money on this card, and it doesn't matter. I'm gonna switch to Nvidia because no one fucking optimizes for AMD, so it doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
Like, the card can be a billion times better. It doesn't fucking matter. AMD's great, but no one fucking optimizes for them. So if you want to play games, don't get an AMD, basically, unless you want to play old shit that's way past optimization. But that is it for our main topics tonight. After that, I don't know what the fuck you'd call that. Incredible derailment and infuriation.
Yeah.
I blame Kyle. I'm just throwing it out there.
Kyle and your fucking coalition.
Yeah.
Covenants.
It's their fault. We're going to talk about some quickfire news and then head over to Patreon to talk about head over to Patreon to talk about a game that Mike and I are going to play later tonight, and maybe with Chris, maybe with some other people. We'll see. Chrono Odyssey. This is a game Tim and I covered, I think, when it was announced a long time ago. At least a year ago, might have been longer. They are doing a beta test on Steam. You can sign up for it right now. Don't know when the beta test is, but it is coming soon. You can enroll in it, maybe get access to it. I applied. We'll see. It is an MMO, so we'll see if it's any good. But ahead of that, they actually did a Q&A, which I didn't read everything through, but they discussed stuff like character progression, PvP information, dynamic events, raids and dungeon mechanics, and the like. So if you want to read that link is in the description below. For your audio listeners, it's also in the description, so it's there. Squirrel with a Gun is getting a free DLC upgrade that looks like it's a gay pride celebration thing. It's like rainbow something another. I don't know. Cool.
Okay.
Good for them. Okay.
Yeah.
Moving on.
If you don't like it, just don't play the fucking game.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Or just don't get the free DLC. Who the fuck cares? Moving on. Forza 5 is one of the best-selling games on PlayStation last month. Actually, is the best-selling game on PlayStation last month. So, Microsoft, thanks for that. Silent Hill F gets a announced release date. It's coming the 25th of September of this year. So, September 25. No Man's Sky launches its Switch 2 version along with every other developer who's made a game in the last 10 years. Not really, but that's, everything else came. And to my surprise, Thief, the franchise, is getting another game. And this one is a VR, unfortunately exclusive to the PSVR 2 right now. Hopefully that changes, but it looks like it actually is a continuation of the failed relaunch of Thief on PS4. So now I'm like, fuck, now I've got to play that game, I guess. Because you don't play as, I believe his name was Garrett or Garrick, something like that. Do you recall?
Nope.
No. Okay. Anyways, you don't play as that character anymore, but the trailer seems to hint at a new thief that breaks into a vault and steals a mechanical eye that shoots itself into her head, presumably exploding her existing eye and replacing it, and then her hearing the voice of the previous protagonist. So, yeah, that's kind of how the game starts, I guess. And that's about it. So, Mike, any final thoughts before we sign off for the night and head over to Patreon? Nice silence there.
I just want to play. I just want to play Witcher 4 already. But I also know that the game needs time.
Yeah. Let them cook.
So final thoughts are give game. Subscribe to Patreon. Follow our Facebook.
Yep. Oh, and we have a Blue Sky now.
Yeah, we got a Blue Sky now.
What's that? Plug that.
Fuck Twitter. Yeah, Blue.
While you're plugging that, patreon.com/CoinDropPod for that extra coverage, as well as upcoming games and content a day early. Facebook.com/CoinDropPod crew. CoinDrop something. Yeah, I'm doing great at plugging this. And we no longer have a Twitch. Well, we had a Twitter. Twitch is CoinDrop Crew or CoinDrop Pod. One of those. I don't fucking know. We're not on there very often. But our Blue Sky account is...
Yes, it is. So it's just my professional account that I'm just using to cross post all our stuff. It is Mike at CoinDrop.
There you go. So you can follow us there, tell your friends, talk to us over there. We're trying to grow that community because that seems to be a good potential place for us. I don't know. We'll see. Seems to be where everybody's moving to because the cesspool that is Twitter is quite the cesspool. So thanks everyone for listening. We're going to head over to Patreon and we'll see you next week.
And tell your mama said hello.
Indeed.